Hey there, podcasting badasses. It's your host, Sober Steve, the podcast guy, and welcome to Podcasting Badass. This week, I have a very exciting special announcement that I've been working on for over a month, and I've actually managed to keep it a secret to most people, which for me, having an idea and not sharing it with all of you right away, it takes a lot of energy, but we got here because I wanted to make sure I had it all planned out right to announce that I am getting ready to launch a new mini series as an offshoot of this series, Podcasting Badass. And it's going to be called, drumroll please, Podcast Launch Protocol. And so while this show is for all podcasters at all stages of their journey, we've gone over the different zones of podcasting. And so whether you are a potential podcaster who is podcrastinating, getting started in the pod paddling phase or the pod pouting phase, or if you have grown into the point where you are now looking to try and get help breaking from maybe 100 downloads in that first 30 days to 1,000. We are here week after week with different tips, tricks, coaching style episodes, and different formats to help give you what you need in little bite-sized intervals. However, at the same time, for people that are potential podcasters that have been podcrastinating, we never really did stop and go over with training wheels what you need to learn before you even hit record really for the first time. And we've talked about some of the aspects piece by piece in different brainstorming episodes, which have been great. But I really would love for not to have to worry about listeners like you possibly that have been listening for a while and are podcasting, and you don't want to take 20, 25 episodes to go over basics that you already know. You love getting the weekly quick little hints, tricks, little motivation that you need to go out there and podcast like a badass. So I don't want you to have to go through extra content. So this mini series will be perfect for those who are either pod pouting and considering a reboot, or are podcrastinating and getting ready to launch their new show. This is going to be essential because it will cover everything you need to know piece by piece from start to finish in a way that, you know, with me is going to be simple and engaging and impactful, and it will make it easy to be able to have a successful and profitable podcast, which is what we all want, don't we? So the episodes are going to alternate between solo episodes where I cover essential need to know, insider tips that I've learned over the past 5 years of podcasting as they pertain specifically to planning a podcast and getting ready to launch a podcast. And then those will be very similar to like my episode last week about signs that your podcast is ready for a rebrand, or the episode before that of why it's now is the perfect time to launch a podcast. It'll be very much that, where it'll be great information, a lot of high energy, really engaging, really brief episodes, and then they'll be followed up by coaching style episodes, very similar to our brainstorm episodes, just with a little bit more intention as I cover and reinforce that specific topic I talk about in my solo episode will then be coached on. So you'll get to see me helping someone turn their business into a podcast focusing on that subject that we had covered in the solo episode. Even better, for those of you who really want to love getting A pluses or love being good girls and good boys like I do, there will be homework assignments in between episodes for you to help reinforce those skills as well, because I want to make sure that I can promise and guarantee you that if you listen to this series from episode 1 to when the series ends and you follow all the instructions that we give you, there is zero way that your podcast will not launch with a big boom of an explosion of success between the listeners you'll have, the engagement they'll give you, the sponsors you'll have, the community you'll be building. It's going to be amazing, and it's all going to start for new beginners at Podcast Launch Protocol, and then they can join us over here at Podcasting Badass, where we keep up that maintenance of how to keep on podcasting like a badass week after week after we've launched, because we are not pod faders here. We are going to keep on going and growing. And the way we're going to be doing that is not only knowing the basics, but also keeping on it with this show as well. So it'll be a great 1-2 punch. And this is the perfect opportunity, if you're listening to this episode right now when it's coming out in the September-October range, for you to take advantage of some amazing free coaching that will also get your name and brand or business out there in front of thousands of people which is for you to come on Podcast Launch Protocol as one of these special guests that's going to receive this very niche coaching. Topics that I'm going to be covering in these episodes are essentials, not only for any potential podcaster, but also for anyone who is working their own business and could use a little bit of help. It's going to cover topics like niching, word branding, visual branding, expert positioning, the different episode styles, creating engaging calls to action, and more. It's going to be excellent. So if you want to get involved in Podcast Launch Protocol, the best way would be to email me, which is steve@sobersteve.com, with the subject Podcast Launch Protocol, with your name, and then in there tell me a little bit about what your biggest struggle is of starting your podcast or keeping your podcast going right now. And we'll see how I can help you with one of these episodes while helping you grow and me grow, and we'll all grow together and we'll be awesome. So mark your calendars, because Podcast Launch Protocol will be launching on Monday, November 4th. So stay tuned. In the meantime, I am always accepting general tune-up and brainstorm applicants over at sobersteve.com. So you can apply today to get tune-up and brainstorm help, tips, tricks, and advice on how you can grow your show and channel your inner podcasting badass. So follow us wherever you're listening right now to get new episodes every single Monday. I will see you next time, podcasting badasses.